So guys, once again I'm here with the video where we left last part, box plot. So in our data source, we have seen that there are data of footwear. We have cleaned it with the help of interpreter in a good way to analyze. We have changed its format. That is really good. We have four columns for four cities and one column for suppliers. So now what we will do, we will go to sheet 1 where we can see there are supplier and have four different columns. So till now we know each city has separate column. Ideally it should be one for analysis. So for this we have to do some data modifications in our data. So we will go to again to the data source. What we will do, we will select what we will do, we will select all four columns. I don't know what's going on. And we will do right click here and do pivot. See what we have changed. We are seeing this. There are one field where city names is coming, and there is another one field with supplier one, which is showing in for supplier one in different cities what are the benefits, for supplier 2 in different cities what are the benefits. So now we will go to the sheet 1. We will go to the sheet 1 for analysis. We have changed four different column to the one column. So now go to the what we will do, we will go to cities and profit margin. Where is the profit margin? These are pivot fields name. These are the cities what we have done. So what we will do, we will take this to the here on our columns and we will delete here this thing from here. These are showing four cities. Now what we will do, we will see rows to the profit margin. Profit margin will be this. In different, one thing I want to tell all of you, in different version of Tableau it may be, see there may be some changes here this side. So accordingly you can see ki what changes there. There may be some viewing changes there, like there may be some different name, there may be some another thing in different versions of the Tableau. Because I am using free version of Tableau desktop, so I have some limitations, but it's quite good for practicing, for study, for self practice. See guys, there are four box plot. See guys, a there are there is a bar chart which Tableau has generated. But we what we can do, we can have some changes. If we want to change it, I want to change this thing. If you want to change this name, we can see, we will put this profit. Do it. Sorry. Sheet name should be profits. I will delete this thing. In last video, we have seen this. We have learned this. This is profits. So this pivot filled values, what we can do in this. I am changing this to the name profit margin. Basically, this is showing profit margin. So what I so guys, I change this to the profit margin. If you want to change this to the name of city, to the cities, so here we are watching box plot in which we have changed some name, but for box plot we need to plot individual margin of each city. So what we will do, we will go to the analysis option and we will see here automatically it will be selected aggregate measures. What we will do it uncheck. See guys, this is box plots in different cities. I can see and you also can see here are some values are very closely associated with each other. Here are some values which are really at distance. So what we'll do, this automatic we can have some change. We will go to the circle. See, now we can easily see which one is close to each other, where our data is scattered. So what we will do now, now we will do supplier information to the detail. This will show, we have clicked supplier one into detail. What does show? Supplier 3 is profit in Delhi is 0.0226. Supplier 4 profit is this. Supplier profit in Delhi is this. Supplier 2 profit in Hyderabad city is this. Supplier 5 this. Supplier 27 this. We can see in different cities for different supplier what is the benefits. So you can easily see how beautifully we have plot the graphical representation of our data, in which city, by which supplier, what is the margin. This pivot fill value is basically the profit margin for each city. Now before having some box plot, what I want to give you some insight of the box plot. What it is. So for this we will go to the PPT part and see what is box plot. Box plot in terms of descriptive statics related concept. That means box or whisker plot. Basically it is also known as box or whisker plot. Is a method used for depicting groups of numerical data through their quartiles graphically. We are grouping the numerical data through their quartiles in a graph format. This is known as box plot. This may also have some lines extending from boxes to whiskers, which indicate the variability of the outside and lower upper values. See, so in terms of box and whisker plot and box and whisker diagrams, outliers also can be indicated as individual points. There are some data points which are related to closely each other, and there are various data points which are not much close to each other. We can see the pattern and it will show us that it will be a means it will show some outliers. It basically box plot is a way to find out how much data values vary or spread out with the help of graphs. As we need more information than just knowing the measures of the central tendency, what is the center of the data, there is where the box plots help. This also takes less space. It also type of pictorial representation of the data. Since the center, the spread of the data and overall range of the data are immediately apparent. Using these box plots and distribution can be compared easily. We can see which one supplier have high margin, which city have high margin. So in diagram we have seen here, see which city has higher margin, Hyderabad, Mumbai. So easily we can see this, which one is better. For in details, what are outliers, what are minimum value, what are maximum value. In picture, if I have turned it to horizontally, picture will be vertically. There are some data points, outliers, IQR, minimum value, maximum value. So what are they theoretically? First one, minimum. Minimum, as we can see in the diagram, minimum is the minimum value of the data set. This value, this where this is starting the picture. Q1. What is Q1? Q1 is the first quartile, is the median of the lower half of the data set. Lower half of data set, if we will consider lower half of the data set and that will take median, it will it will be first quartile. If there is complete value, then 25% of the total chart will be the first quartile. Next one we will consider median. What is median? The median is the middle value which divides the given set into two parts. This is known as median. Similarly, third quartile is the 75% of the chart and the median of the upper half. The maximum is the maximum value given in the data set. We can see from the diagram what is maximum value. This one. See. What is IQR? There are some other points we have denoted here. What is IQR? The difference between the third quartile and the first quartile is known as IQR. Third quartile and first quartile, matlab Q3 minus Q1. This is the IQR. What are outliers? Basically, what are outliers? Which are not visible in the data. The data that falls on the far left or right of the order data is known as outliers. Generally, outliers fall more than the specified distance from the first and third quartile. So outliers are greater than Q. What is the specific value? Q3 plus within bracket 1.5 into IQR, or less than Q1 minus 1.5 into IQR. So box plot distribution will explain how tightly the data is grouped, how the data is skewed, and about the symmetry of the data. It gives various insights about the data. So there are certain values which are not a part of our part of the diagram, part of the data, so which is known as outliers, which are not in the ordered format, which are not grouped tightly together. These are known as the outliers. These are the outliers of the data. No, we will go to the Tableau again. We will go to the sorry. So we can easily see what how tightly is data grouped together. Now what we will do, we will go to the, so guys, I am finishing this here, and I will be continuing from this part of the video. I will start. So because I want to go to for some more details of the data of things here, it will be more big, I think, if I will do here. So guys, I am finishing here. It is the same data set which I have used in the last video. So you have till now you have what you have done. You have plotted the box plot. You have learned pivoting of the data. You have learned data interpretation in the Tableau. You have learned how to treat header subheader. You have learned data modification, how it should be. So, and you have learned box plots, what is theoretically box plots. And I will be continuing from this video because video will be very large if I will continue. So, thank you so much. I'm coming with next video. Thank you guys.